Rizal's first homecoming in the Philippines. After 5 years of memorable sojourn in Europe, Rizal returned to the Philippines in August 1887. Rizal was warned by Paciano and other relatives not to return home, yet he did not heed their warning. He was determined to return to the Philippines to the following reason. 1. To operate on his mother's eyes. 2. To serve his people who had long been oppressed by Spanish tyrants. 3. To find out for himself how the Noli and his other writings were affecting Filipinos and Spaniards in the Philippines, and 4. To inquire why Leonor Rivera remained silent. One day, Rizal received a letter from Governor General Emilio Terrero requesting him to go to Malacanan Palace. Rizal went to Malacanan, was informed by the Governor General of the charges and explained that he merely exposed the truth. The Dominicans examined the text of the Noli and found it to be subversive of public order and ordered the importation, reproduction, and circulation of the book be absolutely prohibited. Rizal's exposure of the deplorable conditions of tenancy in Calamba and the friars forced him to leave his country for the second time in February 1888. Because of his forced leave, Rizal traveled in different countries. On the 8th of February 1888 he arrived in Hong Kong, where he was welcomed by the Filipino residents including Jose Maria Basa. During his 2 weeks visit in Hong Kong, Rizal studied the Chinese life. On the 28th of February 1888 he arrived in Japan, where he met a Japanese girl and fell in love with her. She was Shiko Yusu, whom Rizal affectionately called Ose-san. On the 28th of April 1888 he arrived in the United States, where all passengers, including Rizal, were not allowed to land and the ship was placed under quarantine on the grounds that it came from the Far East, where cholera epidemic were raging. On the 24th of May 1888 he arrived in London, where he stayed as a guest of Dr. Antonio Regida, an ex-Islander practicing lawyer. On the 28th of January 1890 he arrived in Brussels, wherein Rizal became busy writing his second novel, which was the continuation of the Noli. Aside from his hectic schedule, Rizal wrote articles for La Solidaridad and letters to his family and friends. He also received news from Juan Luna and Valentin Ventura that many Filipinos in Spain were involved in gambling. He wrote to Marcelo H. del Pilar on the 28th of May 1890 to remind the Filipinos in Madrid not to gamble, but to help work for their fatherland's freedom. On August 1890 Rizal arrived in Madrid, where he tried all the illegal means to seek justice for his family and the Calamba tenants, but they were all to no avail. From Madrid, he went back to Brussels, where he became busy revising and polishing the manuscript of El Filibusterismo. He went again to where he searched for a printer for his novel. At last, on the 18th of September 1891, El Filibusterismo came off the press. Rizal was a very happy man. Sent 2 copies to Hong Kong, one for Basa and the other for Sixto Lopez. The book was dedicated to the 3 Filipino priests who were executed in the Philippines. After the publication of El Filibusterismo, Rizal left for Hong Kong, where he lived from November 1891 to June 1892. He left Europe because life was unbearable and he really wanted to see his family and his country.